Hey, all, it's Joel here. In this video, I'll be going through how to set up a free email service for your custom domain that you can use to send and also receive emails. We'll be using Gmail for this, so if you're familiar with that, it should be straightforward. So I'll go through how it works first. So what we'll actually be using is Gmail to store all our emails that will be received. So you need to ensure that you have a Gmail account created. And we use Gmail for this because 15 gigabytes of free storage that can be used, and it will be the main interface where we can receive our emails and also send from. So how it works is we'll be using an email forwarding service such as with your registrar or with a dedicated provider. There's two methods, so I'll go through both to actually receive the emails. So anything sent to your email alias would be forwarded to your Gmail account, and then we'll set up an SMTP relay. In this video I'll go through SMTP to go, or you can use something like Bravo or any of the other free options as well to send emails using the send as feature in Gmail. So the two methods, as I said, was the domain registrar. Now it is the easiest method, but it would mean that your domain registrar is managing the DNS. There are dedicated DNS hosts as well, such as Cloudflare. If you're using Cloudflare for your DNS, they have an email routing feature as well, so that's fine. And also Nametube's free DNS also has free email forwarding, so that's the first, and as I said, it's the most easiest method if you want your domain registrar or DNS provider like Cloudflare or free DNS to manage it. So I'll go through that one first, and then the second method will be the DNS hosting provider. So that means your DNS can be managed by wherever it is currently, whether it's your domain registrar or Cloudflare or DNS management, even cPanel or your web host control panel. But we just need to add a couple of records, so I'll show through both methods. Okay, so the first method I'll be going through is the domain registrar or DNS host method. As I said, just make sure you have your Gmail account ready. And I'll be using porkbun for this domain just to show you. So in order for most of these domain registrar or DNS hosts for their email forwarding to work, you have to use their name servers. So if I look into the name servers options for this domain, I'm currently using Cloudflare's, but I can just press this to use the default. Or if I go into DNS, you can see that there is an error like so because I'm not using the name server. So I'll just press that and it will update that for me. So just make sure you update it to your domain registrar's name servers first. And these are the current records it's set up, but I'll just close out of that. And what we'll need to do is go into our email option. And from here, if I scroll down, there's the email forwarding option. So it allows up to 20 email forwards for free. So I'll just use contact@oneincidentrepairs.xyz, for example, and then try our email here. So email.com. This is just a dummy email that I've created for this video. So I'll just press create email forward, and there we go. So the forward has been set up. Now if we go back into our domains, as you can see for this domain now, this kind of forwarding options shown up in porkbun at least. And if I go into DNS, there should be records automatically created. So the MX records were automatically created and the SPF for porkbun to actually send. So that's the simplest method, I guess. And if you're using Cloudflare to manage your domain, so in this domain I'm using Cloudflare, I would just go into email routing, and here. And if it says disabled, I did enable it before just to test, but you would just press enable, and Cloudflare would add their MX records and the text record in order to use Cloudflare's email forwarding. Add record like so, and you would just add your destination address and all of that stuff here. And if you're using Nametube's free DNS, it's a similar setup, but overall you just need to use your registrars or DNS host name servers and just enable the forwarding feature like that. So that's the first method. The second method for email forwarding is using a dedicated email forwarding provider. So for this video, I'll actually be using Forward Email for this, as I found their free tier to be the best value. So it's free for unlimited domains, includes spam protection, and it has a 50 megabyte attachment limit. But the only con about this is they do have limitations on the TLDs that are supported, so that is a negative. If you want to just make sure your TLD, whether it's .com, .net is .com and .net, I'm sure are supported, but maybe other TLDs are not, so just make sure you check that. Other alternatives include Improv MX, which supports one domain and 25 aliases, but it has a 10 megabyte attachment limit, but I'm sure it supports more TLDs. Okay, the other and final option I would suggest if you want to look at is mail tie. I haven't found much information about them online, hence why I'm a bit more hesitant to recommend. However, just make sure you are considerate of security or logs policy. They say they don't keep logs or store emails, but up to you and your discretion if you want to use them. However, the benefit for this is you don't even need an account. You just need to add your records as they've provided, like so, and it will take care of it. So use this at your risk, but I'll be using forward email for this. So just log in or sign up if you don't have an account. I'll press add new domain because I already have an account that's logged me in, and from here I'll just enter my domain, and then hit continue. So it's gonna try bill us for the enhanced protection plan, but I'm just gonna switch to the free, like so. So it's gonna now ask us to add a couple of records, so that's typically MX and text. And then what you want to do is add the new records. So for example, I'll do the MX records first, copy that in, leave it blank, and then enter that here, and the priority it said was 10. So add, and that's just to show where the email goes to, so it's our Gmail account, and then I'll just press add. So there we go, those are the new DNS records, and we're used to allow forward emails to forward the email for us. So if I scroll down, I'll press verify. It might take some time, but we'll just let it look, and I'll come back to it after it's propagated. Okay guys, so once I hit verify, it did say congratulations, so that should be all ready. And if I visit my account, domains, you can see that's all set up. Next thing we'll cover is actually sending the emails. So for that, you would need to use an SMTP relay. In this video, I'll be using SMTP to go. It's got a generous free tier, around 1,000 emails per month you can send for free. Now there are other alternative providers as well, like Brevo for example, which allows for 300 emails per day, and plenty others that you can use. So just feel free to use any of these, as the process and steps are very similar. But I'll just show you how to use SMTP to go, and I'll put an affiliate link down below if you want to use them, in case you ever do purchase from them. So let's get straight into that. Okay, so what you want to do is log into SMTP to go or whatever provider. It should be similar steps, but the first thing you need to do is add a domain. So for SMTP to go, you go sending and then verified senders, and then add sender domain. So just enter the domain here. So I'll just use this one and press continue. Then we need to add a couple of records. So all of these are just C names that just point to this value. So that's what I'll do. Copy that, because Porkbun's managing the DNS, I'll just add it here. So C name, that's the host, like so. So I'll press add, and then add. So now you can see all those records have been added, so all 3 C name records, and then I just scroll down and press verify. So that means the domain has been added. So the next thing you can do is visit SMTP users and then add SMTP user. So from here, just enter the username or alias you want to use, so like so, and then just enter a password. So I'll just do example 1 2 3, like so. Just give it a name. I'll just give it Gmail, and you can change any of these settings if you want, like for example tracking status and all that, but I'll just leave it as it is because this is fairly straightforward, and press add. Okay, now what we want to do is visit our Gmail, go into settings, see all settings, go into accounts and import, and from here we want to edit the send mail as feature. So we press add and then give it a name. So this can be a business name if it's a business, so I'll just use this made up name, and then enter the email address here. So, and then just make sure to tick this option, and that's it. Next, the SMTP server can be found in SMTP to go over here. So it's mail.smtp to go. Add that here, and then this would be your username and the password that we just created. So just add that in. TLS, that's all good, and press add account. Okay, and it says congratulations. So email confirmation link has been sent. So if I go into the Gmail, there we go. So I've got an email from Gmail itself to confirm that I can send, and I'll hit that to confirm. There we go. So that means now we can send emails using our Gmail account. The final thing I'll do is go into settings, accounts and import, and I like to select reply from the same address it was sent to. So you can choose to make this email that we've just set up as default, so that way it's the new email you'll be using to send to clients. Okay, the other thing I like to do is also add a DMARC record for best practice. So if you just go into here, do text, and just select this for example, and we'll enter the domain here. Keep it all simple and basic, and it will create the record for you. So underscore DMARC, and then we'll hit save with this. So as I said, there's plenty of other providers you can use. So the final thing I just wanted to mention is this is only an ideal setup for if you want something free and it's temporary. Ideally, it is best to use a dedicated service like Google Workspace or Microsoft Exchange or 365, or even Zoho. Zoho has extremely reasonable priced plans that can work. It's just better in terms of sending, less restrictions and such, as providers like SMTP2Go and Brevo doesn't really support cold email or some of those kind of restrictions I believe they have, so just make sure you check and follow the correct procedures. Final thing is also using web hosting, as solid reputable web hosts that use email relays and such would have good sending service, so that's another option. And the final resort is something of this sort where you forward and receive emails like this. So thanks guys for watching. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know, and any other videos that you would like to see. Have a good day.